Oh, they're just everywhere. I hope the camera's catching some of these. My gosh. There's one there. They're just all back in there. And they're subtle. I think that's one of the things I like about them. Well, some of them are subtle. Some of them are really bold. Some of them have a whole lot of thick blooms, but some of them are just, they're like little stars sprinkled in a sky, you know. They're kind of, they come poking out of the other trees that way, like little white, I don't know. I don't really have a good description of it. It's terrible. Here's one on the left. Let's see if I can, that's one right there. And they're just all along here. I'm gonna back this off just a little bit, maybe get a little wider view. That's one of the things about this camera. It does not have as wide of a field of view as the human eye, so I'm afraid it's not catching as much as I would like it to be catching. You know, then if I back off too much, everything's too small, too far away. If I get just the right balance there, maybe that'll be better. What I'll do is this afternoon, after I get rid of this trailer, I will, when I find a good place where there's dogwood trees, I'll give you a close-up. I'll see if I can, maybe at a rest area or something, I'll be able to get a good close-up of one for you so you can see what I'm talking about. They're just beautiful. Saw a pink one yesterday. Actually, I've got it on video. I'll try and find that. I don't know. I like the white ones the best, but the pink ones are ornamental trees that have been hybridized. You know, they've made pink ones. It's in nature, they're white. The natural ones, the native ones, are just white, I think. I've never seen a native pink one, but I've seen pink ones in people's yards. I know you can buy pink ones, but the white ones are my favorites. They're the real ones, the real thing. So I'm down about a quarter of a tank. I've got 3/4 of a tank left, so I don't have to worry about buying fuel probably until after I deliver this trailer. Probably. We'll see. I don't know how much fuel I'm going to burn going over these hills. But I'm 260 miles out and it's saying I've got 448 miles worth of fuel, so I think I'm good. I think so. Evidently, this is Crossville up here. Buc-ee's, 3 miles. That just cracks me up, man. They've got a really good advertising thing going. There's actually a sign in Texas advertising this Buc-ee's out here, and it's like Buc-ee's 1,142 miles. It's pretty funny. Obed River. really pretty country around here. The places that are, you know, the farms and stuff, it's all just green and lush looking. There are a lot of trees, but once you get past the trees, you know, to the cleared ground, it's really nice. I'm going to go ahead and get around this truck, I think. There's Buc-ee's. It's a big one. I don't think it's their biggest one though. It's not as big as some of them in Texas. It's still big. It's about the size of a old-fashioned Walmart instead of being the size of a superstore, supercenter. Okay, so I turn off toward Asheville in 99 miles. We're making time. We're about 4 hours out now. That's really good. This is kind of better than I had hoped to do today. But I wasn't thinking I was going to get up and get going at 6 o'clock either. I figured I'd probably get up and go by 8. So this was not on my plan to do the 6 o'clock thing at all. $65 to Knoxville. Good. An hour then. An hour to Knoxville. Another hour to Asheville. And then probably an hour and a half, 2 hours from there on down. Look at these cut walls here where they had cut through the rock to lay the road. This dogwood tree over there, a couple of them. But I hope you can tell how pretty it is here. I can't really describe it. It's just very, very pretty. Really super pretty. Everything's green and lush and lovely. I'm not seeing much kudzu growing unless that's what's starting over there. That might be what was sticking up back there. I bet that's the kudzu. So I'm pretty sure we're in kudzu territory. Have been for a while. Okay, this guy's gonna be playing games here. I hate when people do that shit. You know, just let me pass you and get back over. It might just be a reflex that human beings have, because a lot of people do that. You go to pass them and then they speed up. You know, like they don't want you going around them. So I don't know if it's people actively going, oh, I'm not going to let you get around me, you son of a bitch, you know, and speeding up intentionally, or if it's just kind of a reflex thing, you know. I don't know, because so many people do it. Oh man, that was a really good dogwood back there. I don't know if you can see that or not. The thing with this camera, with the width of the lens on it, you know, the vision, I just don't know how much of this you're seeing. Try and get it situated a little better. That same little car that didn't want me going around it. I guess they were serious. They wanted to be in front of me. It's like, go ahead. Just don't slow down in front of me. That's the thing. I don't care if people pass me. I just don't want them to pass me and then pull over in front of me and drive slower than I'm going before they pulled over there. So I do have people do that quite often too, and that's really annoying. I'm sorry that I keep moving this camera focus around. I'm trying to get it where you can see what's going on, where you can actually see the stuff on the side of the road. So I was back in my red Ford for about, I guess 2 hours the other day, and it's still got a vibration, so Bill's working on that, trying to figure out what it is exactly. And he ended up driving it. See, this guy did exactly what I was just talking about. He passed me and he slowed the hell down in front of me. That kind of bullshit pisses me off. It's like, you know, if you just want to be in front, run a speed that you can maintain it. Don't get up there and then slow everybody behind you down. What a doof. You know, I'm sorry, but that's just a jerky thing to do. Now he doesn't want to let me get around him. So, some people are just, I don't know, too fucking competitive or some damn thing. You know, he slowed down to 65 once he got in front of me. The speed limit is 70. and I can't get around him now. He won't let me get around him. Well, I got news for him. It's not up to him. I mean, he won't let me just pass him at the speed, you know, because he's not going 65 now. He was when he pulled over in front of me. He sure as hell ain't doing that now. Okay, now he's really pissing me off. So I'm going to get way up here in front of him. I'm sure he'll come past me as soon as he can. I've had enough. Had enough of that bullshit. Don't need it, don't want it. You can keep it. But everybody in here, everybody I'm trying to get around, this car keeps speeding up too. I cannot get around these sons of bitches. This is crazy. Man, what the actual hell is wrong with these people? I guess they're just kind of assholes. That's my assessment of the situation. You want to run 80, you go around me and run 80. But don't get in front of me and do 65, you know? Damn. So annoying. I don't know what it is with people. It's like it's a personal thing, you know? And I've had this happen before. I had it happen in Colorado with a truck driver once. I passed him. I was pulling a little travel trailer. Went around him. Got on down the road. And he comes up and passes me. And he gets in front of me and he slows way in the hell down. I mean, way down. Like 60 miles an hour down in a 70 zone. And so I went around him again, first chance I got, and he comes roaring back up, passes me again, pulls over in front of me and slows the hell down. This guy's doing the same damn thing, this guy with this black trailer here. Now, he'll be fine if he just keeps going. I just don't want him slowing down in front of me. So anyway, this trucker did this. This was like 3 or 4 times I had to pass the guy. And by that time, he was like taking it personally or something, because he'd come roaring up behind me and make a point of getting over in front of me and then slowing way the hell down, like 55. And I'm thinking, this is insane. So we finally got into the nearest town, which was Lamar. And I thought, okay, I'm going to run over here to Walmart and go get something. Let him get on down the road ahead of me, because I don't want to deal with this shit anymore. So I go do that, got a couple of groceries, and got back on the road. And who do I see up in front of me? That same damn truck. He was sitting there waiting. And I was like, no, this ain't happening. So I just was like, you know, hanging way back behind him. That's like this guy with the black trailer. That was personal. He got pissed off because I passed him. He didn't want me to pass him. He did everything he could to keep me from passing him. So now he's way up the road there. That's good. He's up ahead of me. Gone. Good. Get away. And I can run 70. All I want to do is run 70, you know? Trials and tribulations of driving in modern America. People get their egos all wrapped up in it. You can't pass me. I don't know if he thinks he's fucking Mario Andretti or what, you know. Oh, you can't get in front of me. But I don't know. It's stupid. It's a stupid mentality. So basically what I do when I am confronted with something like this, I just get the hell away from them as quick as I can and stay away from them as long as I can. And like in the case of this guy, if they go on by me, yay. Keep going. Don't slow down. You know, now that you got your racing gene all fired up, use it. Just keep going. It's kind of comical in a way, because it's so, I don't even know if they're like, if it's a subconscious thing or if they're actively thinking. I can't let that truck get in front of me. I'm just not going to let him do it. You know, it's odd that we would have such a good illustration of that. I'm not going to let you pass me mentality when I was talking about it anyway. It's kind of funny. He's way up there now. He's about a mile ahead of me almost. Good. Thank God. I am happy about that. We got a lot of trailers there. Boat and RV. Well, they're not kidding either. Oh, it's funny. God. People are weird. People are very weird. Jim Morrison was right. People are strange. Supposed to be slowing down to 60, trucker. God. Got a truck back here trying to push me at 70. And this is a steep grade. Good, he's gonna go around me. That's crazy. This guy's nuts. To drive a semi down a grade like this at the speed he's going. Yeah, this guy's crazy. Crazy. Oh, no wonder he's a FedEx guy. I should have known. I don't know if you remember me telling you about the FedEx driver that wigged out on me in Dallas. He's literally hanging out the window of his truck, flipping me off and screaming at me. I still get cracked up at that. And I inadvertently deleted the video. I had it on video. I guess it was kind of a deal. It was probably a good thing I did, because if I had actually posted that, he probably would have lost his job if his boss had ever seen it. So it's probably a good thing I didn't post it, but he was a FedEx guy. Those guys, they must be under a tremendous amount of pressure. And some people shouldn't be in that job. You know, can't handle pressure. They shouldn't be doing that. But they shouldn't push them that hard either. Push them to where they feel like they've got to, speed. It's one thing to be speeding in a sports car. It's another thing to be speeding in a semi on the interstate, There's another one. Oh, that's USPS there. Maybe that's the trouble. Maybe he's trying to beat the post office truck. But I'm running 60, so y'all can tell they're not. But I see this all the time. There are just some truckers who just, they're not going to mind the speed limit because they know better, and they're in a hurry, and they're important, so. Kind of like that truck driver that killed those people on I-35 last week. He was more important than they were, evidently. His cell phone was more important than him watching the road. I guess it's part of the mix. That's funny. State Parks Ranger speeding. It's actually kind of funny. Evidently everybody speeds on this road. Man, it is pretty up here, isn't it? All these fluffy trees. Fluffy, fluffy green trees. Lots and lots and lots of hills, up one, down the next. This is kind of fun drive here. A lot more interesting than just a flat straight road. Requiring some attention and thought. It's like they got a big power plant up here. Those look like power plant stacks to me. Yeah, that's what that is. It's a power plant. Guy's dragging a tail. This is the Clinch River. Ooh, pretty. Really nice. Rough road. Sorry for the camera jiggling around. We must be getting into Knoxville traffic now. Guess we're probably getting close. I'm burning the DEF fluid now, the diesel exhaust fluid. I've used about almost half a tank of that stuff since I filled it up at home, but I've used most of it in the last 100 miles of this trip up and down the hills. That burns a lot of it. Every once in a while I can smell it. Still got a half an hour or so before I can call about that light. That's bugging me. I want to be able to give these people an answer when I deliver the trailer to them, you know. Be able to tell them, hey, they're sending you a replacement. It fell off, so. That's worst case scenario. If they don't have one in stock, they can go out and take one off of a trailer that's not sold and order one in or whatever. The odds of me being able to find a light to fit this thing are probably slim and none, because I don't know where any trailer parts stores are, and even if I did, I might not be able to get to them with the trailer on. So, and I don't have all day to be shopping for trailer lights. So the simplest way to fix that is just have them ship them one and whatever. But that's a phone call I'll be glad to get behind me. And then I've got to call these people over here in South Carolina and see what their actual address is, where they want this thing. I'd say we're probably within 25 or 30 miles of Knoxville. Just guessing. I have to guess because nothing's telling me yet. Maybe we'll get another sign up here someplace. So here's the crazy thing about this, up and down through these mountains, and I'm getting almost 14 miles to the gallon. That's really good. Kind of surprised by that, actually, but I'll take it. Wish I could get this camera stabilized, seriously. I missed my mount that I've got in the Ford for it. I got it to where it would sit relatively stable. I mean, it still bounces around when the truck bounces around. I don't think there's a cure for that. Shoney's. Shoney's restaurant. trailer stacked up with other trailers. I'm glad I'm not hauling stacks anymore. That was a pain in the butt. It was good money, but man, I really had to work for it. It was hard work for an old lady. Some young guy probably love it, but man, it was too much for me. Great Smoky Mountains National Park. Lenore City and Oak Ridge, exit only. Don't you love me reading you these signs, you know, like you can't read them yourself? I don't know, maybe you can't. Maybe my video's not stable enough for you to read them. Going up this rough cob of a road. It is pretty rough. So they've got a mystery diesel price at Lowe's, but I'd say it's probably $3.59 if I had to guess, and I do because their sign is screwed up. Looks like FedEx guy's been passed by the USPS guy. It's an interesting development. Okay, so I stay on this for 56 more miles and then turn toward Asheville, I guess. I don't know how far Asheville is, probably another 100 miles. I'm 210, I'm 3 hours out at 70 miles an hour. So that's pretty good. I don't know how the road's going to be down there. I might have hit some slower speeds or whatever, but Like a bunch of sudden traffic, huh? Coming out of nowhere. I'm gonna go ahead and slow down and get over. This is obviously getting to be Knoxville. Lady, you just about got hit. Got a woman back here who decided to come buzzing up behind me while I was changing lanes. I almost got her. And unfortunately, it's probably rush hour at Knoxville because it's 7:40. So this may be a fun trip through here. Good Lord, there's a lot of traffic here. There's a lot of people back east. I don't know how people can deal with this every day. I couldn't. No, thank you. Not my cup of tea. I can handle it in small doses, you know. Because I know I'm just getting in and getting back out again. But if I thought I had to live like this, I'd move. I'd move someplace where there weren't very many people. And honestly, where I'm at right now, there are too many people for me. But I was raised a Westerner, so, you know, I was raised in more sparsely populated areas. And I'm not accustomed to this, you know, teeming crowds of people. Just not my thing at all. I know how this works. It's city traffic, so you just got to poke a hole and go. If you wait for somebody to let you in, you'll never get out. You'll never move. You'll just be waiting. I learned that when I was working in a nuclear power plant in New York State, Lycoming. We had like 9,000 people working in that plant, I think is what it was. It was a tremendous amount of people going in there every morning. And if you didn't just go, you'd sit and wait and people would just go right on by you and leave you sitting there. So I learned you have to be a little bit aggressive when you drive. Not overtly, you know, not too, but a little bit of healthy aggression is kind of a necessary thing. It's a thing. Okay, we got a way station over here. I don't know if it's even open. I haven't seen an open way station yet. That one's not either. Okay, good. And I'm not missing anything. Rush hour in Knoxville. Oh, yay. Okay, then I'm going to break this here and go to the next segment, so stand by. All right. I've got to break these up into segments or it takes forever for my computer to load this stuff when I'm editing. So still in Knoxville, still in rush hour. Got a ways to go, it looks like. As long as we keep moving, I'll be happy, you know. Good wash. I don't know how much good that's going to do me, but might be better than it was anyway. Slightly. I remember what it was now. A guy that worked for the tow truck company gave me a ride to the airport, but he charged me $50 to do it. That's what it was in this shithole of a town. Sorry, Knoxville. Your fine citizenry has ruined my attitude towards your city forever. Forever. They skinned us every way they could while we were here. The guy that hauled the Jeep ruined it and charged her a bunch of money. And they charged me $50 for the ride to the airport. This was before Uber. This was way back when. Yeah, so it was a deal. But the guy was, I guess he got pissed off at Cindy because she said he wanted to haul her Jeep back to his shop, which we didn't know him from Adam, and fix her transmission supposedly. She's like, no, I want it to go to the Jeep dealership in Knoxville. And that pissed him off. So I guess that's probably why he bent the axle on it, because he was an asshole. Just a shyster. He was one of those roadside tow truck company operators that you hear nightmare stories about, you know, just ripping people off. That's what he was doing for everything he could get. And the sad thing about it is he was on the rotation with State Patrol, so they either knew he was a crook, because I'm sure they had complaints about him, you know, that's how he was treating people, or the State Patrol called him in and didn't call the truck on rotation. Maybe they didn't have a rotation. Maybe here it's a good old boy system was in effect at the time. May still be, who knows? I don't want to find out. I do not want to find out. Goes our FedEx guy again. Nope, not. Different truck, sorry. Different truck. We can't just get on through here. I'm kind of over all this bull this traffic bull. Over it. in cities like this is about the only time I'll get clear over in the fast lane and just run in the fast lane. And the reason I do this is because I only have to worry about one side of my vehicle. I can either be in the fast lane or the slow lane. And if I'm over in the slow lane, I've still got people merging in from the right. So I have to worry about that right side of the trailer too. If I get over here and run in the fast lane, I don't have to worry about people on my left side. I just have to worry about people on the right side. So I can kind of stay over and kind of, protect that trailer a little bit more. People behind me might get pissed off a little bit because I'm not running 80. But it's a 60 mile an hour zone, So they can get pissed all they want to. They can't really do anything about it. But I'm not just running 60 either. I'm pacing the traffic, so as you can tell. And traffic is not running 60. I can guarantee you that. If I was running 60, I'd be in the slow lane. But I'm pacing. Sometimes it's safer to pace the natural speed of the traffic than it is to try and rigidly stick with the speed limit, because everybody else is moving at a certain speed, and if you don't match that speed, then you become an obstacle to everybody else. See what I'm saying? And I've had it, people get in front of me and they go really slow. Well, that's a problem, because then it causes clogs on the road. It clogs things up. It's not a good deal. So it's better to just go ahead and pace the traffic. And right now I'm running about 64, I think. 63, 64. These are some pretty tight corners. And this ain't a sports car, so. Now it's thinning out, so I can go ahead and get over a little bit. I just don't like being in super heavy traffic with cars on both sides of me. Okay, now we can get back over. I'm going to go ahead and come on over to this lane now that we're out of the super heavy stuff. In other words, we're just about through Knoxville. We've gotten through most of it. Okay, there's diesel for $3.39. I hope when I need to stop, I can find something that's that cheap. That would be nice. After getting stung for $1 higher in Kentucky. But the speedways don't typically have enough room for me to get in there with the trailer on. They're really tight. Once in a while you might be able to sneak in on the end, but for the most part, there's not that much room to maneuver in their parking lots. Okay, why are we driving so fucking slow, people? Seriously? Oh, that's why, because there's a dump truck up here slowing everybody down. Awesome. Keep back 200 feet and people are right up on his butt. Evidently, those people have never been hit in the windshield with a rock. East Asheville. That's where I want to go, I guess. It's where my machine's telling me I want to go anyway.